everyone, thanks for viewing this video. This is just a quick intro video to teach you how to use this course that you've been assigned to. So you are registered for physical science. When you log in, your course will look a lot like this screen, maybe just slightly different because this is my teacher account. But this is called your announcement page. This is where all the main information for the course is going to be. You're going to want to start by having your pace chart. Now, because you're trying to do two segments in one semester, you don't want to follow these two pace charts. You're going to want to follow the pace chart that I emailed to you. So make sure that that's the pace chart that you're following. It's going to tell you which assignments you need to do every week. Now, when you go to start looking at your lessons, it's really important to have your notes with you. This is where you can find your notes. You're going to click on Module 1, and it's going to open up to a page like this. Now, you can copy and paste this page into a Word document and take notes on your computer, or you can print these out and write them by hand. Whatever your decision, that's up to you, but notice how they are separated by lessons. These are the notes for 1.03. Keep scrolling down. These are the notes for 1.04. So this document has your notes for every single lesson in the module. So that's important to print out before you start with your note or with your lessons. So after you've printed out your notes for the module, you're going to go up here and there's going to be a textbook icon. I don't have it. I have an icon for grading instead. You can find it by clicking on the main menu and going to lessons. This area of the course is like your textbook. It's what tells you what you need to know for each assignment. So basically, trying to submit the assignments without reading the textbook first is not going to result in a grade that earns you the credit. When you start, you're going to click with Module 1 or Chapter 1. This is where you're going to begin. You're going to start with 1.01 right here. And then start reading. You'll notice that this lesson has 5 pages. You can change the page by clicking this and clicking on the page number you want to go to, or you can change the page by clicking the arrow. It'll automatically advance you to the next lesson. It's important to read through these lessons and again take notes. Each page will have pictures, vocabulary words. Vocabulary words are highlighted like this, and if you scroll over them, it'll give you the definition. Some of the pages have videos, some of them just have descriptions, some are longer than others, it just depends. When you get to the very end of the lesson, it'll say assessment, and it'll tell you what you should know after reading through this lesson. Try the practice questions, and then it tells you down here what your graded assessment will be. This says complete assessment 1.01, the study of science. So you're going to go back up here, you're going to click your main menu, you're going to go to your grade book. I'll go through that in a little bit. I'm going to show you another lesson, one that has a different type of project. That assignment is just a quiz. Those quizzes are found in your grade book, but sometimes you're going to get to an assignment that, a lesson that doesn't have a regular quiz assignment. It's going to have a project. So this says submit the Energy Lab worksheet. What you're going to do, you're going to find Energy Lab worksheet. You're going to click on that link. This is going to bring up your project. You're going to want to follow every part of this project. There are 4 parts. This is how you're graded on this particular lesson. So when you go to take an assignment in your gradebook and it's blank and there aren't any questions, that's a clue for you that there's probably a lab or a project or a worksheet that you have to fill out. You're going to just select every part of this, copy it, and paste it into a Word document and then fill it out. and that's what you're going to submit. Once you have saved it to your computer, then you upload the project you completed to the gradebook. So I'm going to show you now what a gradebook looks like. Unfortunately, I have to go to a different course. Give me just a second. I only have the student view for my pre-algebra course. It looks basically the same. It functions the same. This is what your toolbar looks like. This is your lessons. These are the assessments you need to do, but once you submit one, it goes away. I recommend always going to the main menu, clicking Gradebook. So again, you're going to do this after you have read the lessons and taken notes. So scrolling down here, this is what your gradebook will look like. An assignment you have completed will turn colors. It'll turn green if you have a grade above 60%. It'll turn red if you have a grade below 60%. And it will be blue if you're waiting for me to grade it. Most of your assignments I grade myself. So those will always be graded within 2 school days of you submitting it. Assignments that have quizzes on them will automatically open up to a quiz, and you're going to need to answer these questions. At the end, there may be essays. Essays are worth 5 points. So if you write one sentence to explain your essay, you're not going to get 5 points. Essays should always be at least a paragraph, and it's your job to demonstrate that you know 100% what that topic is. Here's an example of an assignment that's a project. Whoops, I already submitted that. Hang on. Here we go. So if you click on an assignment and it pops up and looks like this, and there's no work to do, it just has an upload section, that's how you know that you have to go back to the lesson, go to the very last page, and look for the directions for that assignment. So what you're going to do after you have saved it, you're going to click Add Files. This is going to bring up a window like this, and you're going to click which one you want to upload. Then you highlight it, click Open, and then it'll show up here. Once you're happy that you have, double check that you've uploaded the correct files, then you're going to submit for grading. Okay? Now, back to the gradebook, you're going to get to an assignment that says discussion-based assessment. These discussion-based assessments are phone calls with me where I ask you questions about what you've learned. We can only do a discussion-based assessment if every lesson in that module has been completed and every assignment you've submitted has a grade of 60% or higher. If you do not have that, you need to reset your assignments, retake them until they have a grade of 60% or higher. You can reset an assignment 3 times. The 3rd time you submit an assignment, that grade is final. It does not take the highest of the 3 grades. It takes the most recent. So if you have a 40% on your assignment and you resubmit it and you get a 20%, it's going to stick with that 20%. What I recommend doing before you retake an assignment, click on it, go through, see this one has a 60%. Go through and see what is correct and what is incorrect. This question is correct because I earned 4 points. This question is incorrect because I earned 0 points. So I'm going to spend a few minutes reading this question using my notes and my lessons to kind of figure out what the correct answer is. After I've gone through every question, you can click Reset the Exam. And that's going to ask you reason and then cancel or confirmed. Again, once you've reset it twice and you're on your 3rd submission, that grade is final, so be very careful doing that. If you have any questions about your lessons, if there's any topics you don't understand after reading your lessons and taking notes, there are recordings down here that teach every module. These are videos that myself or my co-teacher have completed to guide you through each lesson. We go over the main topics, we teach them so that hopefully it's a little bit easier to understand for you. If something doesn't make sense, I highly recommend watching these live lesson recordings to try to figure out what the lesson is talking about. So that's basically it. Um, Once you've got the hang of it, it will pick up and be a lot easier, but you have to start with Module 1, Lesson 1. You have to read each lesson. It's not something that's optional. You won't get grade high enough to receive the credit if you're not reading the lessons and taking notes and trying to understand the material. If you have any questions, here's how to reach me. The best way to reach me is to text this phone number. I have a lot of appointments throughout the day, and if I'm on the phone with an appointment for a DBA, if you call me and I don't answer, that's most likely why. So feel free to text me 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Those are my hours, and I'd be more than happy to get back to you as soon as possible. I always respond to text message, phone calls, and emails within 24 hours. That is our requirement. Usually, if it's by text message, I respond much, much faster. So please reach out if you have questions. I'd be happy to go over any questions that you guys have. I'm really excited to be your teacher, and I really hope that this course gets you ahead in your high school credits and that you're able to complete this successfully, because I think that it's a really great idea to try to get some high school credits out of the way while you're still in middle school. So I'm more than happy to help, and please just reach out anytime. Thanks for viewing the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.